Right boys, are you ready to find out where we're going today?
Yes.
We are going to Lightwater Valley! Lightwater Valley Family Adventure Park lies near the beautiful, historic city of Ripon in North Yorkshire. It's a really lovely setting for the more than 40 rides and attractions. Once famed for having the world's longest roller coaster, the Ultimate, which is now gone, the park has reinvented itself for the under-12s market. We love adventure parks and usually head to any water rides first. We find most visitors tend to leave the prospect of getting wet until later in the day, especially if it's not that hot. So to avoid the queues, we do the opposite. It also means we can arrive with our waterproofs on and wick them off afterwards to enjoy the rest of the day in dry clothes. Unless it rains, of course, which it did. Splash Falls has 3 water slides, which you must ride in pairs, no single riders. After trying all 3, we came to the conclusion that 3 was the wettest and 2 the driest.
I'm soaked, but it was also.
Next we headed to the popular Ladybird roller coaster, which is a great introduction to roller coasters while still being fun for adults. We preferred it to the Caterpillar, as the Ladybird has more of an adrenaline rush. The Ladybird is near Skeleton Cove, a pirate-themed area with a few different rides. And we couldn't miss the nearby Elephant Flight and Kangaroo Jump, which were both great fun. Lightwater Valley has traditional fairground rides too. Some are more sedate than others. We were feeling quite peckish at this point, but we still hadn't made it to 2 of the big thrill rides, so in the interest of keeping our food down, we postponed lunch and headed to Eagle's Creek for Dragon Drop and the terrifying Eagle's Claw. Surprisingly, our eldest was tall enough to go on, and without an adult, which would have been great news for us, but one of us needed to film. With calls to Daddy to go on for a second time, it was a firm
no.
He took one for the team though, as I needed more shots, so they headed straight back on. But 2 times in a row tipped him over the edge. While we were preparing to be safely shot into space, I later discovered someone had been making a confession on my phone.
Just come off that, and was a little bit sick in my mouth to spit it in the bin. It was not nice.
Gross! In the park's different areas, there are rides and attractions appealing to all. So while the big and brave take on Eagle's Claw and Dragon Drop, the little ones, or less brave, can do a tractor tour of a farmyard. Finally, it was time to eat. Lightwater Valley has a wide range of food stands and restaurants, and you can get meal deals on booking your park tickets. But there are plenty of picnic areas around the park and a small one inside. We weren't the only hungry ones.
Oh, calm down. Boy.
And hungry T-Rex has many friends at the park. Given the delicate stomach of one of our party, a game of dinosaur adventure golf seemed like a good option. It's an additional cost, but the positive of that is it doesn't get too busy. It's 18 holes and we got quite competitive. After a whole lot of fun, we totted up the scores. Still not fully recovered from Eagle's Claw, we headed for another sit down, this time in a darkened room. The shows are short and take place throughout the day. Afterwards, we headed to the Go Safari area to go safari. The Savannah Express heads through rural Africa. have to use your imagination a bit. Go Safari has a bouncy pillow and a fabulous playground, which could have kept the boys entertained for hours. There are other playgrounds dotted around the park too. Sadly, we were running out of time and still had lots to do. Party fun at the show barn, followed by skate karting, which the boys couldn't get enough of. We found our gloves useful to protect our hands from the floor, and I recommend long sleeves and trousers. Another attraction that you need to cover up for and have decent footwear is Treetop Trails. Sadly, it was closed when we were there. It's said to be the largest of its kind in the UK, covering 2,000 square metres of woodland. The giant springy nets are suspended up to 12 metres from the ground, and you can enjoy jumping around and even sliding down net tunnels. Another attraction we missed out on was the Swan pedal boats on the lake, which run from May half term to September. We packed in as much as we possibly could, which you have to because days out like this are not cheap. There are, however, lots of ways to cut the cost, through pre-booking, booking off-peak days, which includes some weekends, and following their social media, where they often advertise great deals. Anyone under 90 centimetres is free. The website has a handy ride filter, which you can use to see which rides the smallest members of your family can go on. Then you can decide if it's worth the cost, and you'll know which rides to bypass to avoid any meltdowns at the height check. We needn't have worried about the queues. Even though we were there on a weekend in the Easter school holidays, we barely queued at all day. So if you want to avoid queues, that's a great time to go. Exhausted, we said goodbye to Ebor and his friend, with a promise to return soon, which we definitely will. For more family travel tips in the UK and around the world, please subscribe to Family Tripping and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. And if you like this video, please give us a like and comment, as it really helps our channel grow.